Hello, welcome back. Happy New Year. I had so many ideas of how I wanted to start this channel back up in 2021, but time is not real and suddenly it's February, so here we are.
Muy buenas tardes.
Oye, ¿quieres venir a ver dramas?
¿Qué era?
No sé, Korean dramas.
Bueno,
Now, we all know that February tends to be filled with specific sorts of expectations and then specific kinds of disappointments. And to avoid all of that and just have a good time all together, we are bringing InLoveAthon back. In case you've never heard of InLoveAthon is a readathon that takes place the week of Valentine's Day, so from February 8th to February 14th. And this year I'm very excited to be one of the co-hosts along with Christy, Hannah, Vanessa, Cami, Chelsea, and Gia, and you will see all their information in the description box. Now, if you're like me and you're perpetually single, I just want to, give us a shout out for celebrating love, even though we are only seeing it romantically in fictional worlds. Fun fact though, in Ecuador, Valentine's Day is called the Day of Love and Friendship. So it's actually a day where we celebrate all kinds of love. Like, you get to hang out with your friends and give them cookies and chocolates and whatever you want to give them, and to just hang out with all of your loved ones. And honestly, that's all that it's supposed to be. So even though we are always taking this angle of romantic love, just, I just wanted to have a moment to remind you that we all just should be grateful for the different kinds of love that we have in our lives, and the whole expectation that you should be in a long-term relationship by a specific age, more so in some cultures than in others. I'm speaking of my own culture, is literally just a social construct, and we're all doing fine. But anyway, in the vibe of celebrating love, we came up with 10 challenges that we're gonna fulfill this week. I mean, obviously, you don't have to do the 10 challenges. You can pick 7. We encourage you to pick 7. You can double dip, you can do 3, you can do 1, you can do whatever you want. We are all just here to have fun. I personally didn't used to read a lot of romance books a couple of years ago. I wonder why, but now I enjoy them a lot more, and I don't know, I just really enjoy these sorts of challenges. They really make me want to expand the kinds of books that I read. And also, I love getting book recommendations, which is also over here, because one of the prompts is gonna be about reading one of the host's recommendations. But anyway, starting with the challenges. The first challenge is kind of staying in your comfort zone, The first challenge is to read a book by your favorite romance author. So here's your chance to pick up that author you haven't read in the past couple months because you were too busy or whatever, so there's that. The second challenge is one of my favorites, and it's to combine your favorite genre with romance. For example, you can read a book that is fantasy but with a big romance plot, or sci-fi with some sort of romance storyline going on in there as well. The third challenge is to read a book with your favorite romance trope. For example, this can be something like read a book that is enemies to lovers or friends to lovers, different worlds, royalty and a normal person, etc, etc. Fourth challenge is to read a fairy tale retelling. Fifth challenge is also a good one. You get to read an original fairy tale and then watch a movie that is related to it, like a Disney movie, like read the original Snow White and then watch Snow White. The sixth challenge is to buddy read a book with a booktube friend or a blogger friend, Twitter friend, Instagram friend, any friend that you want to buddy read with. The point is just reading something along with somebody else, make it a community experience. Seventh is to read a book while eating Valentine's Day treats. We have cookies here that are called galletas amor, and I love them. They're my favorite Valentine's Day treat. They're not actually specifically for Valentine's Day, but I just really love them, and I love that they are called love. The eighth challenge is to read a book that includes one of the host's favorite romance tropes, and I will tell you those in a second. But also, if you need any ideas or recommendations, feel free to tweet us at InLoveAthon or tweet any of us personally. All of our Twitters are on the description box and also on the InLoveAthon Twitter. So I'm gonna grab my phone because I don't have that good a memory. So Christy's favorite romance trope is famous and non-famous. So this can be something like a celebrity and a normal person, or royal and a normal person. Hannah's is fake dating. Mine is slow burn, which I feel like can be really mixed with other romance tropes, like enemies to lovers. When it's a slow burn, it's everything. Vanessa's is friends to lovers, Cami's is enemies to lovers, and Chelsea's is different worlds. The 9th challenge is to read an LGBTQA plus story, but of course all of your books can be LGBTQA plus stories. And the 10th and last challenge is to read one of the host recommendations. You can see all the recommendations in the link below that has the Goodreads bookshelf, but I will also tell you the titles and show you a picture of the cover here if I figure out how to put pictures on videos. Christy's recommendation is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. Hannah's recommendation is Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. Vanessa's recommendation is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Cami's recommendation is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Ali de Science, which is honestly the book that I was gonna pick if Cami didn't pick it, because it's just so beautiful and it's one of my comfort reads. Chelsea's recommendation is Patience and Esther, An Edwardian Romance by Sarah Winifred Cyril, and my recommendation is The Infinite Noise by Lauren Shippen, which if you have watched my previous video, then you know I am low-key obsessed with. But it's like not even just because The Infinite Noise is good, but because the whole world that Lauren Shippen created is just amazing, and I respect and wow everybody involved with the Bright Sessions universe. I am obsessed with it. So yeah, read that book too, and you know, start the podcast because it's great. Now, once again, we're giving you 10 challenges, but you are welcome to do as many challenges as you want, and you can double dip the books however you want to. So I'm going to list out the books that I'm planning to read in no specific order, because I am very much a mood reader, so I might even end up switching some of these throughout the course of the week. But so far, this is the plan. The first book I'm going to read is Autobiography by Cristina Lauren. This fits with the LGBTQA plus story, as well as the book by my favorite romance author, because Cristina Lauren books are actually the ones that got me into reading more romance, because Unhoneymooners and second book I'm reading is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and I'm doing this one under the Mix Your Favorite Genre with Romance challenge because I believe this is a fantasy. The third book I'm reading is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I know it's a little bit old, but I honestly just never read it and I always wanted to know what the hype was about, and this would go with the fairy tale retelling. Next, I'm gonna read Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which fits with like 3 different challenges for me because I am buddy reading that with Christy. It's somebody's favorite trope, enemies to lovers, and it's Vanessa's recommendation. For challenge 9 about reading an LGBTQA plus story, I'm reading Loveless by Alice Oseman, and I think that has age representation. I'm really excited to read that book because I absolutely love Alice Oseman. I loved Heartstopper. I'm a little bit obsessed with Radio Silence, so actually this might be the first one that I read. And the last book on my list is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller as the host recommendation as well, since this is the one that Christy recommended. Now, once again, this is all for the good vibes, so if there is any book that you want to read that doesn't necessarily strictly fit into any of the challenges, you know, you can like stretch it a little bit. It's fine. We're all here to have fun. But once again, if you need any recommendations or you just want to talk about the books that you're reading, if you want to talk about the books that the host recommended, please reach out to any of us and we will be very excited to talk about anything. Also, throughout the week, the hosts are going to be doing reading sprints on the InLoveAThon account, so please join us so we don't have to read by ourselves and this really feels like a group event. If you have any thoughts or opinions that you want to share about the books that I'm planning to read for the readathon, please, you know, comment, let me know what you think. Tell me the books that you are planning to read, and if there are any that we have in common, I'm always up for buddy reading, so just let me know. So, see ya.
Ya, escúchame. Este es el mundo, ¿ya? Hoy es Valentine's Day. Ven a ver el corriendo.
Sorry, no puedo, tengo cita con mi pelado.
Bye, ¿cuál? ¿No quieres mejor dejarlo todo y ver True Beauty?
Es mejor, sí, es verdad. Pero True Beauty ya está terminado para Valentine.
Uy.
Veamos el drama de Rowan, ¿ya?
Dale.
Ya, gracias.
Ya.
No tengo vida.